My objective for you for 2024 is to help you make as much money as you can in the stock market as we go into what I think is going to be one of the investment opportunities of the world. And I think that's going to happen around semiconductors and artificial intelligence. Now, I don't have all the answers, but I found some people who I think take a different look at the same subject that I do and can be very helpful to you. They are Nicholas and Cassie Rossalello. Now, they run a YouTube channel called Chip Stock Investors, and they have a website of the same name. They agree with a lot that I believe in, and I think it's important that you subscribe to their channel, you learn from them, and you grow with them as you grow with Best of Us Investors, where we have the same objective for you, and that is to help you make better investment decisions. But there is something that they just did. I've been watching their videos for a couple of months now. They spoke to a stock that they think is going to be one of the big players in 2024, and it's Qualcomm, and I don't agree with them. Qualcomm was originally considered for my Bus 13 portfolio, but I put them aside because I think they missed the boat. And I want to go into that in this video, but I also want you to go to stockchipinvestors.com, find their video or find it on YouTube, and you come to your conclusion, because that's my objective, to help you become a better investor. And while I do that, I realize it will help me become a better investor as well. This is not financial advice.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
I'm going to start my comparison or my analysis on my cheat sheet, and you'll find this on my website. And where I want to go first is down here to Qualcomm's income statement. And what you're going to see here is my analysis of what they have done over the past several years. And you can see back in 2019, their revenues were up to about $24 billion, and they stayed around there. And then after, in 2021, they had a nice $10 billion jump. And I would suggest that's because we came out of the pandemic, we started going back to work, and we decided we needed a new smartphone. And then in 2022, even more of us bought a new smartphone, but last year nobody bought a smartphone, or at least not near as many. And so you saw a substantial, looks like about a $9 billion drop in their revenues, and that translated exactly to their gross profits, a $6 billion drop. We saw their operating income drop in half, and their net income dropped from about $13 billion to $7 billion. So we saw a terrific drop in their price, and that was reflected in their earnings per share, dropped from in 2022 of $11.52 to $6.47. But we look here on Seeking Alpha, and we can see in the last year their stock price went up roughly 25%. Why is that? Well, I don't think the world understands exactly what's happening at Qualcomm. So then what I decided I needed to do was compare Qualcomm to the other stocks that I have in the Bus 12 and Bus 13 portfolios, and walk them through the same analysis process and see if it confirms my suspicion that Qualcomm's probably overvalued right now. So here is Qualcomm. Here's all the other stocks that are in the Bus 13 portfolio. And the Bus 13 is basically a hardware company that produces semiconductors. Bus 12 is more about software and the delivery of artificial intelligence through the use of semiconductors. This is its current price. This is its market cap, which compares it to the other stocks in the portfolio and its market cap. I then went and looked at its chart and said, where is its potential high and where is its potential low? Well, its potential high is going to be here at its resistance level. This is where the people say, if it gets to that price, I need to put a sell order in because that's as high as it's going to get. And that's about 152.57. And then its support level is down here at roughly 104.33. That's where people say, if it gets down there, I want to buy it. Up here, I want to sell it. Okay, that's resistance. This is support. So I take those numbers and I put them into my analysis. And here is my support level. That's where, if I could, that's my optimum price because I think that's where the market feels its bottom is at 104. Okay, it's currently at 136. That's 23. We're 23.7% below its current price, or $32.40. Then I go to that analysis again and say, what is the tech was at 152. That was its resistance level, and so if I could buy it for 104 and sell it for 152, I'd have a 40% return on my investment. Then what I do, and what I really rely on this, is what are their earnings per share going to be based on their projections of what their business is going to do that they share with us in their earnings reports. Well, their earnings per share in 23 was $8.43. They're projecting it to be $9.20 in 2024. In other words, they're saying that their earnings will go up because you and I are going to buy new smartphones, because that's where their semiconductors are. 90% of their business comes from semiconductors and smartphones, and 85% of their business comes from China. Keep that in mind. 85% of their business comes out of China. So they're seeing a 9% increase. Look at how that compares to other people. AMD, 270%. Intel, 101%. This is Taiwan Semiconductor, 54%. NVIDIA's in their same business, just makes a different kind of chip, 494%. Pure Storage, 466%. This is the company's projections of increase in earnings per share over the next years. And you can go down here and you can see it. It even extends into those companies that are delivering the software and those companies that are moonshots that I track. So I look at Qualcomm and I say, would I rather have my money in Qualcomm and have a potential of a 9.5% increase in earnings per share, which I would equate to what might be the increase in their stock price if they were fairly priced, and I don't believe they're fairly priced. Okay, and then a 12% in the following year in 2025. So I come to the conclusion, and I disagree with Nicholas and Cassie on Qualcomm. If you'll go to their portfolio, you'll see that they have a lot of the same stocks that I have in my Bus 12 and my Bus 13 portfolios. But I disagree with them on this one. But that's your challenge to dig deeper, to go learn from them, compare that to what I'm telling you, and make a better investment decision. That's what this is all about. It's not all about fluff and pump and dump. It's about digging in and saying, how do apples compare to apples, and what does an orange look like? Well, I think this is a tomato that's gotten a little spoiled. I believe they have put their belief in smartphones, and I don't believe I'm going to buy a new smartphone unless I break the one I've got in the next year. Because just like I read this thing that my keyboard, if I buy a PC from certain people, are going to have a Microsoft button on it that will automatically activate their co-pilot. I believe that's going to happen to all of our phones as well. Probably not in 24, but probably in 25, so that we can upgrade our search for knowledge through whether it's Apple's special key or it's Microsoft's special key or it's Google's. I don't know. But I know the phone that I've got right now is not going to be the phone I'm going to want in 2 years. And if Qualcomm is depending upon me and you buying a new phone in 2024, I think they're out of luck. So that's why Qualcomm is not in my portfolio. And shortly after I leave you, I will take it out of my bus portfolio management cheat sheet because I'm not going to buy it. I don't think it holds a candle to some of the other stocks that I've dug in, and I understand their financials. I understand their business, and I understand where they're going to fit in the biggest growth in the stock market in the past 200 years, if it goes back that far. Because our world's going to change even more than it's changed since 1998. And that's when I was introduced to the World Wide Web, which we now call the internet. Okay, that's my take. Please go find Nicholas and Cassie. It's Chip Stock Investors. That's their YouTube channel, and it's chipstockinvestors.com. Learn from them. They're two very bright people. They just got this wrong. And I'm sure I've got some of them wrong as well. Okay, I hope that helps you. I hope that makes investing easier for you. And I hope you're learning. That's my objective, to make you a better investor. And I think that's what Nicholas and Cassie want as well. So that's my take for today. I'll probably talk to you again tomorrow.